Y yo tengo, a mí no me dejan ahora.
Yeah, it's hard, you know, they have the brain games.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to welcome you all to this meeting of the Broward Women's Republican Club Federated. I'm very pleased to see our Chairman Chip Lamarca is in attendance. Former Mayor Steen, who made her announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very fine speaker here today. We're fortunate that as Republicans, we have a good field of candidates, not just in the Senate, we have a good field of candidates for other races as well. But I'm here to introduce to you the candidate I personally support. Our club doesn't endorse, the Florida Federation doesn't endorse, but I personally support Mark.
Thank you for having me here today. I apologize I'm a few minutes late. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be straight out and blessed to where I was. So and I think you'll understand. I was in Palm Beach earlier today. I had a meeting. I flew in from Jacksonville, went to Palm Beach. Then on the way down, we were a few minutes early, so I asked Anthony, how far are we? He said 5 minutes. I go to Nova University for a second. And I made him take me to the Dolphin training facility because I had to go to the pro shop to buy some stuff for Monday night's game because they're playing the Jets. And I just want you to understand, the only thing worse than Democrats are Jets fans. You can leave now. See you Monday night. This is, you're not really a Jets fan, are you? There ought to be a vaccine.
That's your second favorite team, right?
The Jets? No, not really. They're like, I actually dislike them deeply. And I'm trying to figure out where they're staying at their hotel on Saturday or Sunday so I can pull the fire alarm, deprive them of sleep. But anyway. And then, of course, the only other team that's worse than them is Alabama with Nick Saban, or LSU with Les Miles, and the University of Florida will take care of both of those teams this year, so the world will be fine. So thank you anyway. But that's where I was, and I got here 5 minutes late, so I apologize. But now I hope you understand why. Thank you guys for having me here. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, and what I'm really grateful to is my campaign staff for having fixed my biography. The better part of the last year, they kept reading that I got my Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Florida. Political Science is a Bachelor of Arts, but worse is from time to time people would introduce me as having gotten my degree in BS from the University of Florida. So I'm glad they cleared that one up too, because that found its way into a couple of intros. So, but anyway, I appreciate being here with all of you, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you first. There are a lot of Muslims in the Middle East that have no desire to live under mullahs or under a theocracy. They have no desire to live under that system, and that's why they're afraid of what's happening with Iran and the influence that Iran is trying to exert in the Middle East.
I'll follow up. I'll tell you something about myself. I'm Lebanese Christian, and I lived in Lebanon, and I served in the Christian forces during the war. I would like for you to research that a lot more, because the Muslim religion is directly against the way the American life is. And they are hiding under the democratic system of this country. And when there is a crime somewhere, if you are witness to a crime and you don't present your exact opinion about it, you are part of it. Because, I'll give you an example about 9/11. We didn't see anybody from the Muslim religion that are influential when they are on the radical side open their mouth and say something about 9/11. So they are indirectly or directly part of that crime. And it is a very, very bad situation that we are in. You are, in one way, you are against, talking about religion in this country, but there is a danger that is right there under a very thin veil that is threatening us. And no matter what you try to do to this country, health problems, Social Security, if security doesn't prevail, we are in big danger.
Great.
And I would like for you to put that right between your eyes, because this is very, very important. If we don't have internal security, that we can, nothing is going to work.
I appreciate your life experience, and you have a perspective I don't have, because I have not experienced that. I can just My only observation, and it's not to get into a debate about it, more of a question. I mean, Islam is not new, and yet we didn't have these problems with Islam 100 years ago. So something has changed in Islam internationally, particularly in the Middle East and its fundamentalist leanings, where it's increasingly become this way. I mean, people forget that 20 years ago, some of these folks were fighting against. We were arming to fight against the Soviets in Afghanistan. So I think this is a problem that's emerged, even though Islam is not new. This issue of fundamentalism and how it's played itself out, radical fundamentalism has played itself out.
I want you to be clear on this. All right?
Well, first of all, I've never been accused of ambiguity, so I think we'll
No, but many have, and this is very important. I know it is to me.
Look, I believe, first of all, I believe in the right of Israel to exist. That's a fundamental belief.
Yes.
Okay? I also believe that if things continue the way they are today, I mean, I say this to you without any hyperbole. I do not believe that Israel can survive if things remain the way they are for the next 20, 30, 40 years. That's how bad I think things have gotten. Okay? I believe that this administration's focus with regards to Israel is misplaced. There is no doubt that the issue of Palestinians is an important issue that needs to be dealt with at some point. But what's complicating our ability to negotiate that issue is Iran. Iran is deeply involved in destabilizing the region and supporting Hamas and Hezbollah, and in making that situation untenable. And so that is the fundamental problem in the region right now. It's not the Palestinian issue. The Palestinian issue becomes much easier to deal with when that issue is resolved. You know, the Palestinian issue is complicated by a number of issues. Hamas and Hezbollah are in a fight with each other, number one. So there's no even number two is, what would it look like? One of the things that was missed in a speech before the United Nations is Barack Obama said, and I read the text to make sure I didn't miss it. He said that he believed that there is a right to a contiguous Palestinian nation that involves both the West Bank and Gaza. Well, you can't draw a contiguous Palestinian nation involving the West Bank and Gaza without taking. But some of you are still making up your minds about this election, and I respect that. I'll continue to work to earn your support. But to those that are willing to be helpful to our campaign, there's three ways that you can help. The first is you can go on our website and sign up so we can send you emails about our events. We usually try to give it to you a week ahead of time when we're going to be in your area so you can see that. The second thing is so we can keep you up on the progress of the campaign. And the third thing I ask for you is for your help is donations to the extent that